It is time for yet another spectacular stream with your favorite color surfing DJ, Serjay Svek. Let's go! Hello humans, good to see you all. It is your favorite color surfing DJ Serjay Svek back with yet another spectacular stream, and I hope that you are doing well. And whether you're watching live, whether you're watching the VOD, whether you're chatting or whether you're lurking, I hope that you are doing well and that this spectacular stream will bring a little more color to your day. And my stream is you've already brought a little more color to your day. It's Zero. Glad to have you here, and thank you for becoming a fellow human. Thank you for the follow, and thank you too as well for dropping by. Milas, good to have you here. Welcome, old friend. Good to see you again. And how are you doing? It's Zero. Glad to have you here. Thank you very much again for the follow and for becoming a fellow human. You gain my esteem. How is everybody doing today? It has been quite a while since we last played, or rather had a stream, and I hope not to disappoint today. So let me just put this over here, and also let me just go ahead and give a shout out to my good friend Milas, who is one of my artists. Go ahead and take a look at his Twitter account, because he's currently not taking commissions, but if you want to be amazed by his paintings, go ahead and do so. And Zero is also playing Minecraft. Interesting. You know, I remember when I played Minecraft right when it came out in 2011. I played it on brother Svek's iPad, and it was just, you know, for like a few minutes. I don't know. I don't think I have the capacity or the endurance to be able to survive playing Minecraft for a very long time, you know? It takes a different breed of creativity to be able to enjoy Minecraft, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Maybe I just didn't try hard enough to be able to do that. And also, I want to mention, maybe that's also the reason why I kind of struggle in The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom sometimes. Because that game does require a little more creativity than usual, but I'm not the best person when it comes to being creative, unfortunately. If I can find a way to brute force the solution, then I definitely will. My goodness. And speaking of Zelda and stuff like that, I will be doing some more streaming. I will be streaming tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Philippine time. It depends if it's going to be Zelda or Advance Wars, but I haven't updated my schedule yet. But on Sunday, normally I will be streaming at 10 p.m. on Sunday, but there will be a special event that will occur at 9 p.m. Philippine time. So I will not be streaming that, but I suggest that you continue watching my space and check out for updates, especially on Twitter and on Discord. If you haven't yet followed me there, feel free to do so you can get the latest updates from anything that's happening offline. I will be part of something big on Sunday, 9 p.m. Philippine time, GMT +8. So I hope that you'll be able to join me, and I'll do my best to deliver. Okay, let's take a look at the chat here. Mila says, I am now taking commissions. I just haven't updated yet due to busyness. Ah, yes. Speaking of updates, also for those of you who are part of Discord, don't forget to, if you already have the opportunity, do not forget to update your usernames, because they finally started removing like the 4-digit discriminator numbers at the end of your username on Discord. So if you've already, it's like a gradual rollout, but they're going to make it so that everybody eventually will have that. So take a look at your Discord account if you haven't done so yet, so you can review. Milas also says, just play the games. Don't overthink you adjusting to the game. I'm sorry, Milas. I have a PhD in overthinking. But I'll give it a try maybe one of these days, offline. This vacation that I went to, which is the subject of today's stream, is actually gave me a lot of opportunity to game offline, which is kind of funny if you think about it, because normally you're supposed to take vacations and there's supposed to be times for you to rest and stuff, but the vacation was more of an opportunity for me to game. And speaking of which, it's 11 a.m. Don't forget to make a wish. And if you haven't made a wish yet, maybe you want to go ahead and check out the color fortunes of the day. So go ahead and enter !color in the chat and you will find out your color fortune of the day. So it looks like I've got a good one today. It is orange. I am unique. And you know what, Milas? I want to let you know, I am thinking of making that as a merch one of these days. Making like 7 cards and then with color fortunes that we could do during conventions. Oh my goodness. Hey Reeker, good to have you here. Welcome to the stream. Not unique? Well, we are all unique in our own ways. You are Reeker, I am Serjay. We are different. Okay, and Zero also says, it is what it is, but hey, you're always welcome to try playing Minecraft again, slowly again. Yeah, I should give it a try. I should definitely give it a try one of these days. I think it's a lot better to actually play with friends, because I know a lot of the VTuber corps. Minecraft is like one of their main cooperative games. So I think there's something we could do. I think that's also something I could do with my Discord community, like our own Minecraft server. I'll have to look into that. There's a lot of things I need to do. So anyway, thank you for letting me know. And also, well, Zero got a bad fortune, but it's okay, Zero. You can always get him next time. And hey, Arst, good to have you here. Welcome to the stream as well. And let's go ahead and take a look at Arst, the Plague Doctor VTuber from the Philippines, who is currently playing Final Fantasy IV, and his gimmick is that he is actually playing the original versions of the game, so Final Fantasy IV on Super Nintendo, and he also names the characters after the different members of the Philippine VTuber community. So unfortunately with Final Fantasy IV, it takes a bit of time before you can actually rename people, but go ahead and check out his streams so that if and when you want to be named, you're already there. And let's get him to affiliate, yeah? Let's go ahead and bring everybody back up to get them all of the benefits, yeah? Milo says, Pewds played it alone and it's one of the best, meaning Minecraft, one of the best Let's Play series I've watched and enjoyed. Yeah, PewDiePie is just a different person altogether, PewDiePie is built different, It'll take, maybe it's just me overthinking again, but it'll take quite a bit of effort for me to actually make it creative, but I'll do my best in my own special way. But what I know I can do, I'll go ahead and talk about my recent vacations. So again, if you have not yet joined the Discord server, a number of members in the Discord community have already seen the posts and such. A lot more than what I posted on like Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and stuff like that. So next time, if you feel like you want to be part of like the story of my journeys, feel free to go ahead and follow me on the Discord server. Reeker says, saw them yummy noms. Yeah, it was mostly about food. I'll tell you what, okay? I'm kind of scared to go to the gym because I gained like 2 kilograms. Oh my goodness, coach is probably gonna kill me. But he's not training me anymore, I'm not his responsibility anymore. Oh my goodness. But anyway, yeah, we did a lot of eating in Bacolod. It was, I mean, what else can you do? What else can you do during a trip than go eat, diba? Yeah. And now that we're done, we hit the Jimmy Choo. Once again, Sister Svek using the very, very unique way of referring to things. It's not just Jim, it's Jimmy Choo. Tara mag Jimmy Choo tayo. My gosh. And I'll say this, you know, switching from Tagalog to Hiligaynon for a number of days, it can get very confusing. Especially now that I'm back in Metro Manila, it's like, oh right, yeah, I can't speak in Hiligaynon anymore. My gosh. It's what was I? It's like I was talking to the flight attendants on the way back, and I was speaking in Hiligaynon to them, and they were responding in Tagalog, and I'm like, oh right, yeah. I mean, how do flight attendants even survive that? Because especially if they go to all corners of the Philippines, do they just have to know every single Philippine language? Or do they just stick to English and Tagalog and then pray? You know, at one point in my life, I did think about becoming a flight attendant or a pilot. But then, you know, I was blessed with bad vision and a crippling fear of flying, actually. Milas knows that very well, trust me. We're gonna go ahead and talk about all of that in the next room. But first, let me just finish reading up the comments here. Hey yo, thanks for the shout out, Serjay. R says, you're very welcome. We go ahead and support as best as we can. Reekers, Mila says, don't let it slide, buddy. Get back to exercising. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. And Reeker says, does it evolve into Ride Gym? Maybe. Fu Gym, Ride Gym, and all the gyms out there. Yes. We'll go ahead and talk about all of those things in the next room. Let's go. Let me just move here. Okay, so we're here now. Let me go ahead and play a little bit of mood music, you know, to make it a little easier to swallow. There we go. Okay, and I think it's perfect. Okay, I think we're working out here. And Mila says, not so crippling actually. If it was, you'd be crawling to the plane when we fly together. True. It was just bad. It was not crippling, but the fact that, you know, we experienced a couple of times when the plane went into free fall. That was the most terrifying time of my life. I've talked about this a number of times on stream, but that's what makes me terrified of flying. The fear of the plane just falling down, even for just a second. It's like a roller coaster. That's why I don't like roller coasters. Even if roller coasters are on the ground, it's much, much worse when you're up in the air, 30,000 feet in the air. Imagine you're in an airplane when the plane goes through turbulence and you're like, wee! Like Reeker says, put your hands up, wee! Oh my gosh. But anyway, we'll go ahead and talk about this. And yes, of course, we start with ramen. Yes. But before that, I just want to say that yes, this thread is in my Discord server in the events chat, and we'll be talking about everything that went down during my recent vacation to Bacolod. Hi, MN, good to have you here. Welcome to the stream. How have you been doing today? Sit back, relax, and enjoy your lunch or your food or your snacks, because there's going to be a lot of talk about food here. I think it's pretty much everything that we talk about, my gosh. So yeah, this is just me saying I will be on vacation, so I'll be posting a bunch of stuff here. And as it always happens, I couldn't sleep that well, so I survived on 2 hours of sleep. So it was a big challenge, especially since I had to take care of Mother Svek and Father Svek. Sister Svek had to take care of the baggage and everything like that. But for me, I had to serve as Father Svek's support, his crutch, so to speak, because he has some issues with mobility. So I had to be there to support him. That's pretty much one of the main reasons why I went to the gym in the first place. People are like, Serjay, why? You want to get six-pack abs? You want to gain muscles? And I'm like, nah, fam. My parents are getting older, so if ever they are about to fall, I'll be there, right there, to pick them up, you know, to make sure that they don't fall. And believe you me, when you're going to an airplane with a lot of inclined areas, you're gonna need a very good support, because sometimes a cane just don't cut it anymore. But luckily, at least, you know, we were able to avail of wheelchair service, so that made it a lot easier, especially for Father Svek. When we finally got to the plane. Although, of course, when you're finally in the plane, they take the wheelchair away. So it's a bit tricky to navigate, especially since airplanes are a bit cramped. But anyway, before we arrived, before we boarded on the plane, of course, one of the best parts of going to NAIA 3, or Ninoy Aquino International Airport, NAIA 3 specifically, is that it has a lot more restaurants. So if you want Tim Hortons or Mary Grace, if you really want to be fancy, you can also, there's also a ramen nagi there. And whenever I travel, if I can, I make it a point to go to ramen nagi. And this is the ramen flavor that I usually get. They're Red King. So the Red King is the one that's on the spicier side. And before I forget, MN mentioned you're waiting for your food to arrive. Nice. Looking forward to it. What did you order, MN? If you don't mind me asking. And if you notice, normally when you get chashu, you can get like chashu pork meat in ramen nagi, in ramen restaurants. But in ramen nagi, you can actually choose between pork belly or pork shoulder. Actually, I'll tell you something here. This is probably gonna get my Filipino card revoked, but I have never been a fan of pork belly. Whether it's sugbababoy or liempo or bagnet. What is that the correct term? Bagnet? I'm not a fan of that, actually. So, and I know it's a very popular, especially party food in the Philippines. You know, when you have the grill outs and stuff like that. But I'm not a big fan of it. And pork belly, by extension, in ramen is not my thing. So since ramen nagi has the shoulder option, I took that as well. MN says chicken wings. Yeah, chicken wings. My goodness. Let me guess. Is it 24 chicken? It's like almost a lot of the Philippine VTuber community loves chicken wings. My gosh. And hey, Doki Doki! with a Serjay. Let's go. Welcome to the stream. How have you been? First time chatting, I see. Glad to have you here. Welcome. And oh, you were making some art. Well, good to know. We've got quite a few artist people here. Yes, chicken wings are the bomb, but hot ramen is the bomber in your stomach. And yes, pork belly is good. I know it's a very popular thing to have in the Philippines, but it's unhealthy, true. I'll tell you something. It's I like eating fatty food, okay? I like eating unhealthy food. It's a guilty pleasure. But here's the thing. When it comes to, like, I don't know, pork chops, or like, look at this part of the pork shoulder, see? That's the fat. I actually don't like eating the fat itself. It's actually very weird, and that's actually also the reason why I don't like eating pork belly, because most of the time, the pork belly that I eat is just like 3/4 fat and 1/4 meat. So it's like, hindi sulit. It's not worth my money, you know what I mean? So I'd rather just eat something a little leaner, because at least that way there's more meat. But that won't stop me from eating like pizza or burgers or something like that. But yeah, ramen is good. You know what they say? It's ramen to be. We are ramen to be, yes. And did you know that Ramen Nagi's current gimmick flavor is Gyu ramen. So it's Wagyu beef. So if you're interested in that, I suggest you go ahead and give it a try now before they run out. All right, and taking a look at this one, chicharron with extra meat is really good. Oh, Doki Doki says, oh my gosh, I've tried that once before. It hurts, man. I can feel my nape, the back of my nape exploding. But you know what's exploding right now is my happiness at seeing a raid from Nicolette Lovegood. Let's go with a Nicolette raid. Nicolette is dumb. What? Excuse me? But you definitely not, but definitely amazing Filipino VTuber Nicolette Lovegood. Hey Nick, good to have you here. Welcome to the stream. Musta naman po kayo? Let's go. And feel free to go ahead and follow Nick, one of the fellow Philippine VTubers. Let's go ahead and show them some Serjavian Nation love. And next up we have Sev. Good to have you here as well. Welcome Sev Necrolas to the stream. Musta naman kayo? That chat's dying. Oh my gosh. And Nick also is playing Tears of the Kingdom. Nice. Okay, yes, a fellow player of Tears of the Kingdom. Yes, there is a lot of tearing, a lot of crying, because I'm trying to figure out the game. But even more is what's this, Hollow Knight by Sev Necrolas. Really amazing game. I should definitely go to play that one of these days. I heard it. I know, I love the design. It's really a lot of fun. Hey April, putok batok, let's go. That's correct. Yes, the sinful feeling of chicharron with laman. My gosh, the fatty feeling. Yes, my goodness. Sinful, evil, but so good. Pork belly is good, but when I'm eating ramen, it feels out of place, according to Doki Doki, yes. And oh yes, by the way, when we're, the thing we're talking about right now is we're talking about my recent vacation to Bacolod. So I went there last week and I only returned yesterday. So we're talking about everything that happened. And for those of you who don't know me, I love food. It's a big part of who I am. And if you are interested in food that I talk about offline, feel free to go ahead and check out the Discord server as well. We have a lot of food that we talk about, my goodness. Food brings people together, especially now that it's lunchtime in the Philippines. So whether you're chatting or lurking, watching live, or excuse me, or watching the VOD, feel free to go ahead and put me in the background if you want and lurk. That's fine. We're gonna go ahead and be talking for quite a bit, so feel free to enjoy the show. And let's go ahead and take a look at the chat here. Sev says, I want some ramen nagi. Oh my gosh. Yes, that's what I love. You know, one thing that makes me proud, because I used to do like restaurant reviews, and my Instagram has me do a lot of pictures and videos from back in the day. I remember my coworkers used to say that they hate looking at my pictures because it makes them hungry. So I consider that a resounding success if that's the case. And I also want to shout out Milas because he's the one that helped me start out on taking pictures. I cannot do a flat lay, you know, where it's like you're looking vertically over all of the table with the food. I cannot do that, mostly because I'm a big guy, so you wouldn't want to have a 200-pound guy standing on one of the restaurant chairs. So for me, I specialize in like close-ups of the food. You know, I want you to all to see every single molecule of the food, you know? I want you to see every strand of noodle, you know, hot nudes, you know? Ang aga-aga, may nudes na, my gosh. Ang sarap naman ng mga nudes. Excuse me, sorry. Medyo ang aga po, sorry. Pasensya naman po. Hello, everybody. Yes, it's not always like this. I'm just hungry. My gosh. And let's see here. Filipino ramen, pancit canton. Let's go. And Doki says, but Serjay, I'm gonna start calling you SJ if you're okay with it. That's fine. Filipino ramen is really good. Not gonna lie. Yes, it's good. Good old pancit canton or quick chow. Oh my goodness. Lucky me. You know what they say. You know what they say whenever you spot your crush eating pancit canton. You know what you're supposed to say? Lucky me. Oh my goodness. My gosh. Yes. Puro hugot tayo, my gosh. Before I was known as Serjay Svek, in my food review days, my name was Hungry Hugot because I love to eat and I love to make hugot. Who would have thunk it? Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, I'm just going through the chat. Oh, April March is playing Dragon's Dogma. I've heard of that game a lot. I never got to trying it. Is that the Capcom game? I think they're like making another. I think it's Dragon's Dogma. I'm trying to remember. Sev is saying just had lunch, but this is making me hungry. Yes. Good. Be tempted. Sev says, I hope your day has been wonderful so far, Serjay. It's been doing good. Yesterday I was supposed to actually stream. I wanted to do a gorilla stream, but I was feeling like, you know, parang jet lag pa ako. Migraine, you know, my toes, my knees, my shoulders, migraine. So I didn't want to push through with it. So today I'm feeling a lot better now, thank goodness. We got the laundry done, we got quite a few things done. So I'm very happy that I decided to take vacation leave until early next week. So at least we have enough time to, you know, do stuff. And also I want to mention that, just a second, water. Working on my ASMR water drinking. I also want to let you know that with the streamings that I'll be doing, if you want to know more about me, especially if I'm playing games, I will be streaming more, tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Philippine time. We'll be playing either Advance Wars or Tears of the Kingdom. And on Sunday evening, I will not be streaming, but I will be part of a special event at 9 p.m. So if you like what you see and you love what you hear, why don't you go ahead and give me a follow too on Twitch and be part of history. Sev says, the last time I had ramen nagi, I had the green noodles thing. It's made of pesto. That was good. Yes, it was really good. I actually tried it yesterday at the very end of my, or rather the other day, when I arrived home. That was the last thing. I started my journey with ramen nagi at the airport. I ended my journey at the ramen nagi as well. If you're talking about, what's this? Deliveries? Yes, Ramen Nagi does deliveries. They have like the food pack, but you still have to cook it on your own. You have to cook it on your own. So you'll have to make a little extra effort. So you might as well just go to the Ramen Nagi restaurant and let them cook it for you. Mila says, good flat lay is... Sorry, wait lang, huh? Good flat lays are planned out well composition wise, so don't do it when you're just eating casually in a restaurant. Imagine me going to a Jollibee and I really like the food for some reason, and then I decide to get up on my chair, compose the flat lay on my table, and then kick out 5 minutes later. And then what's even worse is if the children start doing it as well. Oy, si kuya! Oy, si kuya! Ba't siya tumayo sa upuan niya? Sige! Gayahin natin! My gosh. Rogue food photographer gets kicked out of Jollibee for flat lay attempt. Oh my gosh. Yes, before Lucky Me, Reeker, Quick Chow was king for me. My goodness. And then Lucky Me introduced the Lucky Me spaghetti, which I don't like. Sev says, Dragon's Dogma sequel is coming out. Oh yeah, that's the one that's coming out. Yeah. Miles is asking, can you even ask what the Sunday event is? No, I'm not at the authority to share the info about it, but when the announcement is finally there, I'll make sure to let all of you know. So anyway, we've been talking at this specific panel for a while now. Let's scroll down a bit. So yeah, this is just me chatting about my worries because you know how bad the weather has been lately. It gets very hot. It feels like a sauna and humid sometimes, and then it rains in the afternoon. So just like that, we were supposed to fly at 2 p.m., but our flight got delayed twice. So instead of getting on the plane at 2 p.m., we got on the plane at 4 p.m. My goodness. And they mentioned it's a lightning alert. So I never heard of lightning alerts before, but apparently if it gets really, really bad, they do not let anyone fly. They do not let any of the staff outside for their safety. So remember that. It's going to be very important when we talk about my arrival the other day. So we were stuck there in the airport just waiting for 2 extra hours, and then we finally got onto the plane. So yeah, look at that. This is my 3D model. You know, who needs Vroid? When you can get like, who needs Vroid? Who needs AI? When you've got superior sculpting technology. Look at that. Every follicle of hair on that scalp, lovingly molded. My goodness. Every flaw on that chin, that cheek. My goodness. Look at that smile. It cannot be replicated using your technology. No, I have superior technology. It's so lifelike. But anyway, yeah, this is just proof that I finally did get on the plane. And I don't know if this is like this in other planes, but in Cebu Pacific at least, now they have charging ports So the thing is though, these charging ports will have like a green light on, so you will know that you can use them, but when the plane is taking off or about to land, they turn it off, so you're not able to charge. So the only time you're able to charge is in the middle of the flight. So, you know, make sure you make the most of what you got. It's a good thing that I had some cables around so I can actually charge my phone and my Nintendo Switch. I don't know if Panma and Cool Beans are there, but we've got. I really am grateful that I actually brought my Nintendo Switch so I can actually play stuff during the downtime. But the next thing I need to make sure that I need to bring my Pro Controller, because you know I think Nicolette Lovegood would know that if you play The Legend of Zelda but you're not able to press the L button for your abilities, the game becomes almost impossibly difficult to play. And somehow I managed to survive. Somehow. Mila says, Serjay heading to the philosophical route. Are we indeed just 3D models evolved as highly intelligent AIs, not knowing our true existence? Who knows? We're just little fleshy organs, little brains piloting giant fleshy robots. Yes. You want the mecha anime? Our bodies are mecha anime if you think about it. Reeker also says, also need to turn on airplane mode. You know what? I think this was also discussed in Mythbusters before, but turning on airplane mode doesn't really affect the plane at all, from how I understand it. I could be wrong. I could be recalling it wrong, but I think that's one of the myths that they discussed. Sev says, a cruel tuber's thesis. Nice. You dropped your phone earlier? Oh no, I hope it's okay. Thankfully it was on airplane mode. Nice. Yes, you're not able to get in contact with anybody, but at least your phone can fly. People can still use the internet up there. That's true. You know, for some part of the flight, I was able to use my data. But for most of the time, I was just, you know, taking care of some snacks. Like I said, we were delayed a couple of hours. So, you know, just had some Sprite and butter macaroons from Goldilocks, you know. You can have your French macarons all you want, but I still like the good old coconut style macaroons that we have in the Philippines. And Goldilocks is a very good brand if you want that kind of macaroons. I can swear by it. And yeah, I just want to mention that for some reason I grew up loving Coca-Cola, but now for some reason I like Sprite more. I guess it's because, you know, Coca-Cola has those ingredients that are like much worse for your teeth, like the coloring. So Sprite doesn't have that. Even though both are technically soda, they're still bad. But, you know, if you want the lesser evil, go for Sprite. Mila says they should just change the term airplane mode to touch grass mode. Yeah, that's a good idea. Reeker says, how long is the flight? So going from Manila to Bacolod is just 1 hour. 1 hour. Yeah, go ahead and give French macarons a try, Sev. Just to try it out. It's good. And this is where I was taking pictures from the airplane itself. So we were like, I was like right next to the window. So, and for some reason, whenever I'm on a plane, I'm always like nearest to the wing, which is good because if ever the plane crashes and we need to jump off, at least I'm closest to the wing, which is usually one of the exits. Big brain. So this is what it looks like in the beginning. This is what Metro Manila looks like down there. And pretty blue skies, no problems down there. And then when we move to the next one, yeah, this is when things started to get very, very turbulent. You see that? Blue, everything is bluer and white down here, and then it begins to turn very foggy and gray. This is when it, this reminds me of that movie Stephen King's The Mist. It's like you're entering there. Nothing makes me panic more than being within the clouds, because there's nothing to see there aside from like white or gray, and you don't know if the rumbling, the turbulence is just, like the sign of something minor, like a speed bump on a road, or if it's like something bad is going to happen. Okay, I'll admit, Milas told me this too when we were flying, that, even if it's raining, even if it's turbulent, if the pilots are planning to fly through it, you should know, you as a passenger should know that they are confident they can handle it. So, put some faith in them, That's the problem, Cap. I don't have faith in other people. So I don't think I wasn't expecting monsters in here. This is not like that episode of the Twilight Zone when there's like this of the black and white Twilight Zone where there's like a goblin or something that appears on the airplane window, or that episode of Johnny Bravo where there's like a clown on each wing and they need to have a clown on each wing to balance the plane for some reason. Man, Johnny Bravo was weird, man. But yeah, thankfully there were no monsters, and that's kind of like what makes it worse, because there's nothing out there. When you're in the clouds, you can't even see the wing anymore. It's just nothing but white. That's what terrifies me the most. So this is what it looks like in the middle, and near the end, look at that. Break through the clouds. Nothing but gray here. It was really, really bad. And then we finally see land. Thank goodness. My relief. Milas asks, wasn't that Johnny Bravo episode based from the Twilight Zone as well? Even the narration. Yes, actually, the very early episodes of Johnny Bravo had a lot of inspiration from the Twilight Zone. Especially the one with the cornfield. The kid with the psychic powers that sends Johnny to the cornfield. That's also another Twilight Zone episode reference. But the one that always stuck with me was the one with the clowns on the airplane. Because again, I'm scared of flying. And this is when we finally arrived in Bacolod. So this is the road leading away from the plane. Yeah, and it was really dark. Even if it was like 5 p.m. already, but still, that's very gray clouds. Sev says, Children of the Corn? I think it's similar to Children of the Corn, but probably not. I'll need to review my old Twilight Zone episodes. But I remember when I was younger, when Twilight Zone was showing on Studio 23, I actually never wanted to watch Studio 23. Why? Because just hearing, like, let's say it goes to commercial, and then all of a sudden you hear the of the Twilight Zone, it sent me shivers down my spine. It awakened like a primal fear inside my brain. And then you see, and in the commercial, you can see the face of this guy, wide-eyed, as then he looks at the screen, and then he turns around, and it's like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Yeah, you can't really explain it, but it's just like, listening to those sounds, it's just, scary. Terrifying, really. Hi, Ren. Thank you for dropping by. Good to have you here. What's for lunch? Yeah, what's for lunch? Anybody having lunch? Go ahead and let me know what's for lunch. I just got leftover butter macaroons. Oh yes, look at this. Napoleones. Classic Bacolod treat. Yes. So for those of you who don't know what Napoleones is, it's just this little square. And it is think of it like a croissant dough. Okay? So it's a bit crumbly, a bit flaky, and expect to make a mess if you're eating this and you're not careful. And it's 2 slices of those things, and then they're connected with cream in the middle, and then on the top is icing or frosting on the top. So it's a very simple snack from Bacolod, but you know, you'll have, if you buy it, I'm sure that you'll enjoy it. It's really nice. So if you want to find it in Metro Manila, some good brands that you can find are Rollies, Vergies, and Bongbongs. Yeah, those are some classic Napoleones brands. And Mercy, sorry. I keep getting bamboozled by Mercy because before, many years ago, Mercy's bread and pastries was spelled like that. The French word for thank you. But then they changed it to Mersey. Like, why though? Why? Anyway. Ren has ramen and gyoza. Stress at work? Well, I hope that the ramen and gyoza helps, my friend. It will pass. Milo says, I miss Napoleones. I just remembered it now. Well, glad that I brought it back up. Ho ho, croissant! Croissant! Yes, classic croissant memes. So yeah, it's a very simple snack, okay? Nothing really fancy about it, but it's really nice. Just watch your lap, okay? Because it's gonna get pretty messy. My goodness. And tonight is... Oh wait, sorry. Wrong spelling. So you know, everybody knows that Bacolod is famous for their chicken inasal. And oh yeah, Ren posted his lunch on the Discord. Let's take a look at that very quick. Oh yes, oh yes, look at that. Oh my gosh, look at that. What is this black stuff on the ramen, bro? On the eggs. But yeah, I think this is Big Bad Bowls again. Beautiful ramen. And look at that gyoza. Yes. My gosh. Spicy black garlic. I see. Okay. Yeah, if you want an even bigger ramen lover than me, go ahead and follow Ren. He's a huge ramen lover. Is that caviar? No, it doesn't look like caviar. Are you talking about this red stuff, Freaker? It's mostly just spice powder, and this is probably hard-boiled eggs or onsen tamago. You know, soft-boiled eggs that are kind of runny yolks, that sort of thing. Yeah. Oh, it's the noodle bar. It's a different place. Okay, got it. All right. So, ayun, thank you for sharing, but bring it back boop, to my spotlight. Yes. Okay, so as I mentioned earlier, Bacolod is known for its chicken inasal. So we had like a party in our home. Just to give a bit of context as to why there's a lot of food and a party. Actually, the reason why I actually went to Bacolod in the first place is my grandmother passed away. She passed away last April, so and she was in America at the time, so there had to be a little more time taken for us to gather everyone in the family and then bring her cremains over. So we had her ashes brought over from America and brought her back to her hometown, which is Bacolod. So a lot of people, we had like a lot of people coming in to our home who were friends, neighbors, and stuff like that. So of course, we had to entertain them with food. Sev says, oh, offering your condolences. Thank you. Thank you very much. Greatly appreciate it. Actually, I don't know if some people say it's like bad form to say thank you to condolences, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't really care. I'm just gonna say thank you because, you know, people offer their condolences, so I think it's also good just to say thank you for that. No disrespect, but I didn't know cremains was a word. Yeah, it's a word. It's a word. The ashes in the urn, that sort of thing. So yeah, that's cremains. On a very unrelated term, I need to get this out of my system. Did you know that the evil stepmother in Cinderella actually has a name? Her name is Lady Tremaine. I think it was also mentioned in Kingdom Hearts. I'm not sure. But yeah, trivia of the day. Hey Chint, good to have you here. Good morning to you. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, we're just talking about my recent vacation to Bacolod, and we're talking about, a lot of it is about food, of course. This is also taken from my Discord server. Okay, yeah. Anyway, and Farlight 84, yeah, I heard about that game again. Sounds pretty fun. Glad to have you here, Chint. How are you doing? Yeah, so we got chicken inasal here. We got some dinuguan, pecho, paa, so breast, leg, atay, which is your liver, and then iwi. So that, I remember Reyes Barbecue having a lot of trouble trying to translate iwi into English, because at one point in its time it was translated as chicken ass. And of course, being in the Philippines, you know, people are not gonna take kindly to customers, especially for some reason if children are saying, isa pong chicken ass, please. So eventually, they changed it to chicken tail, which is more appropriate. Yeah, it's the chicken tail, the iwi, and it's a very popular part of chicken inasal. I'm more of a pecho guy. I'm not sure if you eat chicken inasal, what part you prefer. If you prefer the leg, paa, or the pecho, the breast, and then there's iwi. There's also the tail. There's also atay, the liver, and then there's also batikolon, which is the intestine. So it's a lot. We use a lot of parts of the chicken, and dinuguan, of course. Doing great, Chin? Yes, that sounds good. And you know, this is what I picked. You know, good old pecho with a tiny bit of lechon, because again, sometimes I'll say this also. This might get my Filipino card revoked, but I'm not really a big fan of lechon skin because of, you know, all the. It's just not my type. I just prefer the meat. And I prefer the blockier kind of meat, not like the grayer, thinner parts that are nearer to the bone. I prefer this one. That's more like a steak in texture. And of course, you cannot have rice without chicken oil. Oh my gosh, look at that beauty. Anybody want some lechon? Oh my gosh, it's a really big staple. I remember growing up that my relatives in Bacolod had a big tendency of throwing parties at home for whatever reason, and they would never miss out on having lechon included, no matter what. So it was always a familiar sight to see the lechon, and then to hear the tak 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 of the guy, you know, cutting into the lechon and cutting it into smaller pieces. So classic. But also, I'm not a fan of lechon sauce. No. I prefer eating lechon by itself. I know I'm weird like that. I'm not a fan of anything like flavored with liver. Like, I know that what's this? Like Mang Tomas has like liver in it. I know the taste and I hate it. I'm also not a fan of rotisserie chicken skin because it's soft. The only time I eat chicken skin is if it's fried. I like the crunch. It's kind of weird, but that's just what I prefer. Look at this Coca-Cola bottle. Yeah, look at that tiny thing. Made from 100% recycled plastic bottles. Are you sure about that? I don't know. Sometimes I'm a bit more skeptical when that happens because you can never really tell. But, you know, that's neither here nor there. But yeah, this is the kind of Coke that we've been having for a number of days now. And in my relatives there, they love drinking Coca-Cola. It's like with almost every meal, Coca-Cola is included. So you can just imagine, you know, everybody loving Coca-Cola growing up. My gosh. So, you know, that's also a big part of why I grew up loving Coca-Cola, because it was pretty much my water whenever I visited there. But now I no longer do that. And when I went there, I kind of avoided the Coca-Cola as much as possible because, you know, it's just not the same anymore. So I guess that's a sort of improvement, I think. Okay, take a look at this one. Yes, this is something that we don't really have here in Metro Manila. This is called ibos. So ibos is just the Ilonggo version of suman. So if you've seen suman, usually suman is more green in color. Ibos is a little plainer. It's white or yellowish white. And the best way to have it is with excuse me. The best way to have it is with sugar, brown sugar or muscovado sugar. Yes. So if you've never tried muscovado sugar, I suggest that you do. It is on a whole nother level compared to brown sugar. It's not as crystally. It's more like a powder, and it has a bit of a stronger flavor. It's not so much sweet compared to brown sugar. It's more stronger and almost a little bitter, actually. But it's a very nice taste. And it's even better if you have sliced mango. This was like a big part of my childhood growing up when I was as an Ilonggo. This is like prime breakfast. And not only can you have this steamed, but kind of like your tikoy every Chinese New Year, you can also have this fried. So it has like a nice crunchy texture to it as well. Really good. And the good thing about my trip there is that near to our home is an Anytime Fitness. So yeah, you could go ahead and take a look at the Anytime Fitness there. It's a lot more spacious compared to the one that I did. There's me dipping the camera to make sure nobody's faces get seen. Yeah, it's a pretty spacious place, I'll say. But the first day that I went there, I was terrified. I mean, it was awful only because it's like the air conditioning was not turned on, so it felt like I was in a sauna. My gosh. And also, for some reason, I forgot to bring the key fob, because whenever you join an Anytime Fitness, you have a special key fob that you can scan at the door that will allow you to join any Anytime Fitness branch in the country. So I forgot my key fob, so I had to follow Sister Svek inside, and then we just had to explain to the staff that I'm a member. You can actually call my branch just in case you have any questions. You know, just to prove. Milo says, my first encounter with the decoy was, ooh, pork fat, yum. Wait. Milo's got bamboozled. My gosh. Speaking of which, if you're part of my Discord server, do not mind whenever I post pictures of me working out, because, you know, I want to show people that yes, we can. Yes. I should have put spoilers in case people don't want to see, but look at this. Look at this particularly difficult machine. Like, oh, look at my face. I'm just trying to do a bicep curl with the machine. This is like 20 kilograms. It's like, oh my goodness. Look at my face. It's like, oh, yes. It's like me drinking coffee. Sometimes. The results after. My gosh. You know what they say, train to failure. Look at my face. It's like, oh, come on. Yes, Serjay. You can do this. Come on. Ah! Last set na to. Kaya mo pa. Kaya mo pa. Coach would say, sige, sige pa. Sige pa. Kaya mo yan. Kaya mo yan. Sige, kaya mo pa. One more. One more. Yeah, look at my face. Hold it. I can't do it. Oh, just put it down. Look at my face. Look at my face at the very end. It's like, like, it's like, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Look at this guy, and he's like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing here anymore. It's like, I want to die. Okay, for those of you who are working out, again, if you're doing... Oh, wait, sorry. Okay, I need to help my sister, Sister Svek right now, so just give me a minute. I need to go ahead and do this. So here's what we're gonna do first. We're gonna go ahead and be playing words on stream. So just go ahead and enter your answers. To play. So just give me like a few minutes and I'll go ahead and be right back with you, okay? Apologies for that. Nobody even tried to go for taco. Oh my goodness. Guys, taco. It's taco time. My gosh. But yes, let me just finish this thing. I'm here already, so we'll be talking, but we'll get back to the chatting in a short bit. But also, I want to welcome Iron Creed. Glad to have you here. Welcome, welcome again to the stream. Good to have you here. Yeah, we're ordering love right now. We're ordering love? Yes, I would like to order love right about now. That would be nice. No, we're gonna be ordering food, so just give me a moment while I order some jabby. My gosh. Serjay doesn't have much money right now, so we going for jabby for lunch. Me and Sister Svek. You lost because I came back? My gosh. What is wrong with this world? My goodness. I am here giving my time to be part of this stream, and then you tell me that you lost because I came back? Ano ba naman to? For a second there, I thought that could spell geyser. Oh my goodness. Let me go ahead and check. Since we're ordering Jollibee, I just want to mention that it's such a pity that there is no more large the ultimate Jollibee burger steak. It's a travesty that it's no longer there. It's not available. Why do they gotta do it to us like that? I missed you so much, my friend. Jollibee burger steak, ultimate burger steak. Why did you have to go? Yeah, it's gone, Reeker, unfortunately. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, they really need to bring back the ultimate burger steak. My goodness, it was a terrible decision on their part to get rid of it, but I really hope they bring it back one of these days. Okay, that's it. I'm sorry. Hey, Cool Beans, no, you're not late at all, you know. We actually had a lot of side stuff happening. So you're pretty much on time, my friend. We're all just a little too early. Hey, let's go. Yes, we were just at the part where I was my face again. Tired old Serjay, just like, oh my god, I'm regretting everything in the Anytime Fitness. My goodness. Yeah, and nothing like going to Anytime Fitness for gym and then right after going to the pickup coffee right across the street. You know, I can say that I am a professional pickup guy. I can point out pick up here. My goodness gracious. Yeah, it's we're just talking about, again, recap for those of you who might have been who are entering the stream just now. We are talking about my trip to Bacolod vacation last week. So yeah, aside from going to the gym, there was a lot of food that we talked about. So yeah. Iron Creed says, I saw one before on a Jollibee around SLEX. Oh my goodness. Perfect. My gosh. Definitely something for the books. hope we can find some more one day. And yeah, so after going to Anytime Fitness, you know, why not gain back those calories with a little Spanish latte? You know what? Like I said earlier, I am amazed whenever my food pictures do well, especially on Twitter. It makes me think that, you know, I still have not yet lost my touch. Not bad for a guy that only takes food pictures using his cell phone and does a little minor photo editing on the phone itself. Yeah, so just a little bit of brightness, a little bit of contrast, and a little bit of saturation. So yeah, it's a nice one. But the thing is, I realized that some places do not offer Gcash, so we just had to use cash, and that's the problem. I did not have cash. I am so used to life in Metro Manila where most of the places use cash only. Excuse me, Gcash. So ayun, it's very difficult to figure out. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's definitely a reward. If it can inspire you, Ayn Creed, to want coffee, then I think I have done my job. Right, and yep, my outfit for the day, purple. Look at my 3D model looking very divine right now. Look at that. I really need to grow my hair out again, you know. It's been a while. Purple. What rhymes with purple? Okay, I do not know. You go ahead and tell me. My gosh. Royal purple, diba? And yeah, this is the text. So we had a mass for my grandma's wake that night. So the thing is, I'm a bad person in the sense that I don't go to mass. The only times I ever go to mass nowadays are whenever it's Christmas or New Year. I only go to mass like twice a year, so I forgot like the order of or what to say, which is kind of funny because before I used to serve in the mass and as choir, so I kind of know some things, but some of my stuff is outdated sometimes. And they made me do the first reading. So it was the responsorial psalm. And I remember back in the day when they made me, when we were training to do our reading, the priest who was our trainer kept telling my other friends, okay, you have to put a little more spirit into it, okay? Put a little more conviction, be more expressive when you read, that sort of thing. But then as soon as I come to the pulpit, he said, okay, Serjay, except for you, okay? You need to calm down. And I was like, okay. Tone it down, Serjay. Okay, because you know the point of like doing like mass readings is that you're not supposed to read it like a speech. Sure, you're supposed to be clear, you're supposed to be it's supposed to be clear, but it's not supposed to sound like a speech. You're not like reading like on this day like that, oh, like that. Not too much. Don't make it too theatrical. Okay, and definitely no moaning. So it just has to be like clear, like on this day, blah 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 blah, that sort of thing. So whenever you do your lector job, thank you, Ayn Creed. Now I remember the name. Whenever you have to do that, you have to be just clear, precise with how you speak. Don't make it into acting. Okay, so that's what the priest kept telling me, like, okay, Serjay, gotta tone it down. I can't help it. I came from a public speaking background, and the point of that is that you need to be as loud and as bombastic as possible, because that's the best way that the audience can hear you from all the way in the back, and even outside. So that was my stuff. And yeah, so we had the mass for my late grandmother, and but the thing was, it was absurdly humid. I wrote it down here that when we were having our prayer before we ate dinner, it was so humid that I was struggling to speak, and I thought I was going to faint. It was just that awful, you know, felt like a sauna. And but somehow we managed to pull it off, and yeah, it just proves once again that whenever in my family, if ever you need someone to bark out orders or read stuff, usually I'm the first one that they talk about. Lately, when it comes to like organizing events, a couple of my cousins were chosen, but whenever it's like something to do with like reading or announcements, usually it's me. I'm the only one with a voice for it, apparently. Has to be spoken with immersion. Yes. But, you know, there's a time and place for that. Especially like there's a time and place for this food. Look at that. My goodness. I forgot the name of the caterer for this one. But yeah, so this is some pancit molo. We got some roast beef. Got some chicken casserole. And then we got some tuna fettuccine. It was fine. The casserole was actually the best part for me. Although I will say that I have a big hatred, not hatred, I just have an immense dislike for baby corn. Whenever we have chop suey, I'm not a big fan of baby corn at all. So I don't like the earthy taste for it. So this is one of those times when I had to make sure that nobody saw me, you know, put the baby corn at the side. And for those who are not familiar, pancit molo is a soup coming from the Molo area of Iloilo City, or Iloilo. And it's a clear soup, and think of it like if you go to Chowking, right? If you go to Chowking and you have wonton soup, it's pretty much like that. And with garlic and stuff. My mother Svek used to cook this a lot for us. She would even hand fold the wonton for us back in the day. But now that she's older, instead you can actually substitute it with frozen siomai. which isn't that bad, actually. Yes. So let's see. Milo says, come on, man, baby corn's not that bad. Cool Bean says, maybe, not sure, probably how the corn is prepped or cooked. Probably. Because sometimes, okay, I'll admit, let me backtrack on this. I think my memory was fuzzy. But the baby corn in this chicken casserole was pretty good. It's like I didn't even know it was baby corn. Because sometimes, when you eat the baby corn, it's like you can taste the raw, earthy taste in it. Maybe it was just not cooked enough. Kind of like how some kids don't like vegetables, or they say they don't like vegetables, but the only thing they don't like about it is how it was prepared. If it was actually cooked properly, then it would actually be nice. So that's probably what happened here as well. And of course, we got dessert, and nothing better than the quintessential Filipino dessert, crema de fruta. I've been waiting days to say this. I love it, you know, I love it when I'm able to roll my R's like that. Crema de fruta. Yes, my gosh. So, although I don't really like crema de fruta only because I want to eat like the fruit salad part, I'm not a fan of the cake. The cake itself is kind of bland, so I'm not really a big fan of that. You know what you should do instead? They should do better. They should just order cathedral window instead. So cathedral window, I think that's the one sold in Goldilocks, is the one where it's just gelatin, a white gelatin, and inside are the gelatin square cubes of different colors. So that's cathedral window. But crema de fruta would be fine. Just remove the cake, man. Ren Connect says, I can't imagine. I can't relate much to crema because of lactose intolerance. Yeah, Ren has the lactose intolerance debuff. My gosh, Ren. Sometimes I wonder if I also have lactose intolerance, but I just don't know, or I just don't admit it. I don't know. And yes, Milo's in the chat mentioning his burning hatred for ampalaya, just like me. You can never... until the day that you can tell me that ampalaya is cooked properly, I probably won't eat it. It's just that bad, but yeah. And of course, my other favorite dessert is black sambo, this one. So this one is just gelatin as well. You've got your vanilla gelatin here, and then chocolate gelatin. And usually it's covered with a chocolate sauce. So most versions of black sambo are just, you know, pretty basic. They don't have much flavor. They're nothing amazing. It's nothing to write home about, but you know, sometimes it's just the memories of growing up with this that, you know, makes it taste a lot better. I associate this with my more innocent days as a child growing up. Where did that young, innocent, wide-eyed Serjay go? Yeah, so this is called Black Sambo. I have no idea if this is also available in Metro Manila, but unless it's like maybe in a Ilonggo restaurant like JT's, I guess, or something. I don't know. Hey Orby, good to have you here. Welcome to the stream. If you want to go ahead and support your favorite local Strawberry Gamer Cat, go ahead and support Orby, who is also part of that VTuber SummerSlam thing. Correct me if I'm wrong. And is also raising funds for charity as well. And excuse me. And Orby recently released a new model for their VTuber. So go ahead and check it out. Amazing artist, amazing streamer, member of the Philippine Splatoon community. So yeah, we're talking about my trip again to Bacolod. I really need to find more places that sell Black Sambo, man. This is classic. Okay, classic stuff. You'll never know what sword berries will choose for this ice cream Splatfest, right? Yeah, in Splatoon there are like events where every few months there will be choices you will make, so you can choose between, for example, dark chocolate, milk chocolate, or white chocolate, which is not even chocolate. Okay, I don't know why that's even a choice. But then the next one is, the upcoming one is vanilla versus strawberry versus mint ice cream. So I will probably pick vanilla only because sometimes strawberry ice cream tastes like medicine. Unless it's like the high quality stuff. So the safest one is vanilla, and I ain't touching mint ice cream, okay? I can eat mint ice cream, sure, but I don't look for it. I don't want to buy it. So that's my stance on it. Yeah, and Ren is also a cook, so he also makes his own vanilla ice cream with the real beans. You know what they say? Those are pretty cool beans. My gosh. Vanilla can taste like medicine too. What do you mean, Orby? I've never had vanilla that tastes like medicine. What you talking about? It's basic and it goes with anything, yeah. And this is Cafe Bob's. This was actually delivered to us. So we've got a sea salt latte. Yeah, it's not sea salt ice cream. I remember when I when I was playing Kingdom Hearts many years ago, I was like, what the heck is sea salt ice cream? And that was before I discovered sea salt or salted caramel flavor. So this is sea salt latte, and on the top is what they call a chocolate croissant, but it's pretty much a pan au chocolat. All right, nice seeing y'all too, Swordberries. Thank you very much again for dropping by. Good luck on your charity stream. And yeah, pan au chocolat pretty much looks like this. It's just croissant with chocolate filling inside. The real chocolate croissant that they had in Bob's was like a striped chocolate, stripes. Yeah, this is pan au chocolat. But anyway, look at, I'm really happy how this picture turned out. Look at, you know, how I manipulated the photo or edited the photo. It looks, you can see like the folds of the croissant here. Are you proud of me yet, Dad? Milas? Are you proud of me, Father? With my photo editing, I did it for you. My goodness. You mean chocolatin? Oh my goodness. Hi. Oh yeah, I don't think, forgive me if I didn't shout you out earlier, Cool Beans. And hey Panma, good to have you here. My goodness, glad to have you here. Welcome to the stream. Oh, you can see the folds of my hands. Yes, look at this divine wrinkle here. My goodness, you can see every nook and cranny of my beautiful 3D model. Lifelike. I think one of the best parts of the Samsung phone now, because this was originally I enjoyed taking pictures with iPhone more because they have a sharpness slider that can actually adjust the sharpness, because sometimes my pictures come out blurry for some reason on the phone, but now they have a sharpness filter as well, a slider as well on Android. So now you can make the bread look even sharper, and every single line on my weathered hand there. Look at how I hold that drink. Yes. The graphical fidelity. Yes. Okay, so this was what happened here. Yeah, so the next day we had the funeral mass for my grandmother. Finally took care of that, and I was also doing the reading as well, and all good. I did want to shout out Mother Svek because they were calling out Cool Beans says, is molding that you called it pan au chocolat instead of chocolatin. Meanwhile, I'm here saying chocolate croissant. You know what? It don't matter. We're not very strict about it, okay? Anyway. But yeah, I just want to shout out Mother Svek because they were calling out the different relatives of my late grandmother to like deliver a speech. So they called in one of her neighbors, and then she called one of my cousins as the as a grandchild, and then they called my mother, her daughter. And I was not expecting that. I did not expect my mother to be called to give a speech, but she was there, and she was the last person there, and it's a good thing that she was last, because she delivered a very heartfelt speech, and you could really tell that she was doing her best to maintain her composure. And even though the microphone was like conking out the first few minutes, you could still hear her, and I'm very proud of her. I even told her, yes, I'm very proud of you, Ma. And then I joked, and she asked me, did I do very well, Serjay? And I said, I expected nothing less. And I joked, you should be, because that would reflect badly on me. And then she laughed at that. So apparently, when it comes to my speaking, I got the clarity and the enunciation from my mother, and I got the improv from my father. Because you're more likely to find Father Svek hosting things like bingo tournaments back in school when I was younger. He knows how to work a crowd because he used to have a career in sales. So he knows how to charm, he knows how to convince people and stuff. But if you need someone like with more authority, if you need someone to listen, then you can definitely check out my mother. So when she speaks. So I think I got the best of both worlds when it came to that. It was only now that I began to be better at my improv. Thank you very much to my streaming experience as well. Yeah, bingo speakers are fun. I remember you were there, Milas, in high school. One of my very first speaking gigs was I also hosted a bingo tournament at school as part of our family day. And well, looking back at it, I was very, very rusty. But, you know, that was a big opportunity to let me be, you know, to where I am now. Also, since Cool Beans and Panma are really pointing it out right now. Wait lang, let me go ahead and show this stuff to all of you. So this is Sister Svek is an amazing cook. And she doesn't have recipes, really. She just makes it up as she goes along. So this is baked talaba, baked oyster. So oysters baked in an oven, covered with cream cheese, melted cheese, and garlic chips. You can really tell, if you live in our home, you can really tell when she's cooking baked talaba because the garlic smell is everywhere. I have to close my door and my windows just to make sure the smell doesn't come in. I love garlic, okay? Don't get me wrong, but it's just the butter that she uses for the baked talaba, for the garlic, is just very different and not my type for some reason, but it's just me. And speaking of the FB page, thank you for bringing it up, Cool Beans. If you want to go ahead and order the food that Sister Svek makes, and you live in the Metro Manila area, go ahead and check out the Seafood Manila page on Facebook. So definitely give it a try, and hopefully you'll enjoy it. Of course we have seafood. You've got also things like paella. We also have fish and chips, fried chicken, all pizzas, all those things. She knows how to cook a bunch of stuff. Hey Josh, good to have you here. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. How have you been doing? What's up? And yes, seafood is to die for. I should know, Milas ordered some of our food before. He ordered a paella, he ordered some shrimps, and he also ordered pad thai. So I'm sure that he enjoyed that. Also, how are you doing, Josh? Good to have you here. If you're looking for a garlic addict, hit me up. I'll go ahead and keep that in mind. Thank you, Josh. When Serjay pronounces paella correctly. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it's a kind of a thing where sometimes we end up pronouncing it as ly, paella, but in some countries, Spanish-speaking countries, they pronounce it paella with a y, but other Spanish-speaking countries pronounce it as paella with a j. So it's like you can tell which part of the world, which Spanish-speaking country they are from, depending if they pronounce it with a J or a Y. Like, for example, me llamo, my name. Me llamo Serjay. So, In some places, it's like me llamo. Anyway, this is not cooked by Sister Svek, but I just want to share cordon bleu, classic food. My goodness, chicken rolls. So it's just chicken around cheese and bacon and ham, and then covered in breadcrumbs. And this has like bechamel sauce on it. My gosh, though it doesn't even taste like real bechamel sauce. It's not cheesy. It's just like someone put whipped all-purpose cream on top to save. But anyway, I ain't complaining. It was still good. It's just it brings back good memories. You know, what would happen if they put vanilla seeds on here in the cream? The most expensive cordon bleu ever. My gosh. And no, it's Corbin bleu, my Liz. Corbin bleu, not cordon bleu. What the heck, man? But yes, again, if you want to go ahead and check out the food that Sister Svek makes, go ahead and check out the link, and feel free to go ahead and hit up Sister Svek via FB Messenger. Tell her that Serjay sent you so you can avail of a discount. Yes, use code Serjay. Oh my gosh. Yeah, hashtag not sponsored. Yes. At least it's not always about food. I finally also got to touch grass. My goodness. Yes, look at that. Look at the fidelity on that grass. Oh my gosh. We finally did it. Serjay finally got to touch grass. Yes. Look at the sharpness of that soil. Every blade of that grass on the ground. My goodness. So this was a bit late, but before that, so this is what we had again for breakfast. We had a lot of ibos at home, okay? But this time, like what I mentioned earlier, is that ibos is like Ilonggo suman, but it's not green, it's not as flavorful on its own, so it relies on things like muscovado sugar or brown sugar to really bring the taste out. But it's even better if you have sliced mango. So since we had a lot of sliced mango, yeah. I'm not really proud of how this picture turned out, but you know, I just want to show, look at that mango. I think it was Indian mango. Really brings the sweetness out along with this. It's a different kind of sweetness compared to the muscovado sugar, trust me. It's really good. Very happy for it. Brings back parts of my childhood. Okay, so after we had that, we went to the ruins in Talisay, Bacolod. So it was owned by the Lacson family. So this is a museum now. This was formerly a mansion in Bacolod, and as you could see, it's a lot emptier now on the inside because from what I recall, there was like a fire that occurred, so most of the interior was stripped and all you can see is just the facade. And this used to be known as the Taj Mahal of the Philippines, owned by the Lacson family. So you could tell, if you're Ilonggo like me, if you hear the name Lacson, that's like one of those old money families, you know? It's like the rich families in those areas. So it's like the Lacsons, the Peñas, the Halandonis, the Gorisetas, the Sarabias. Well, that's mostly from Iloilo, but still, you know, when you hear those names, it's like, ah, yeah, they got the money. And this is one of their properties. So this is what it looks like from the front. It's actually a very small place, and well, especially since most of the interior is burnt, there's nothing much to see. Aya Lopez. Lopez is also one of those old money families as well. And there's the fountain. There's a fountain there that's still working off to the side. Really nice. And so this is what it looks like when you go inside. So all that's left is the staircase up here. And then everything else is pretty much... And there's not even a second floor. Look at that. It's like someone went all Fortnite and just destroyed the entire interior. They still have the chandelier and all the pillars here. It doesn't really look that sturdy, to be honest. And I'm sure that if it rains, it will really go inside. There's no covering on the walls. And the only modern place here is the gift shop. And then that's it. And then there's the TV showing the, the history of the family. And then here's the area where they show all like the famous visitors here. So yeah, Taj Mahal of the Philippines and stuff. And that's pretty much it. After you step outside, there's nothing much else to see. So yeah. But it's a pretty nice piece of history. I know a lot of places like this have mansions of that really showcase old world Philippines and stuff. So this is one of those places. So that's pretty much it. That's the entire thing. If you look at it like that, it's nothing really special, but yeah, it's good. Ren says, gotta go now, need to get ready for Zelda stream later. Do wish you have a very good stream there. Thank you very much for that, Ren. Have a good day, and hope the stress goes away. You saw a ghost upper right corner, 333 mark? Upper right corner. Where is this ghost, Milas? Ghost detectors. There is no ghost, Milas. Ghosts aren't real. My gosh. And then Milas is gonna say, they're real to me! Speaking of this, I don't know if Ren can still see this, but look at that. Discovery! The ruins well. This is the what's this? This is how you know you have too much Tears of the Kingdom brain rot. When you look at a well and it's like, can I climb down this? Oh my goodness. Thank you for the lurk, Cool Beans. Yeah, do not climb down the well, please. I do not condone it. Oh my goodness. And commuting at the moment to the province, so can't comment, but rest assured listening. Appreciate that, Cool Beans. You stay safe there. And I don't know if Alab and Magindara are here, but I'm sure they would appreciate this storybook. This has appeared quite a lot in even the airport. Mga Sugilanon sang Negros. Yeah, Tales of Negros. So yeah, just for the non-Filipinos out there, Negros is the name of the island of the place where Bacolod is, okay? So, just to make it clear, Negros Occidental. And, yeah, of course, you have to pose. So, look at that. Oh, yes. You can look, but make sure that you are staring respectfully. If you want to see more of Serjay up close, it will take a few more steps. That's why you should subscribe to my Only Hues. Just kidding, I don't have one like that right now. Or maybe. I don't know. We're not doing that, okay? But yes, I'm very proud of the pictures that Sister Svek took of me. It looks really nice. I like the framing. The trees look really good. And then right here at the door. And then over here. Although I really don't like my posing here. I don't like, the classic folding your arms pose. Kind of like I'm almost like in an esports tournament. I think it was called that because whenever you're in when you watch esports teams or players, it's like they're almost all of them have the same arms folded pose and looking serious. It's like, come on, can't you put some more variety in your poses? Yeah, I'm not angry, bro. I'm not angry. I was trying to be, cool in these pictures. But the thing is, I'm not cool, okay? I'm colorful. And don't forget everybody, it's very hot and humid today, so please don't forget to take a bath, okay? I prepared your bath for you. Communal. Feeling really rich, okay? Forget your onsen, forget your hot springs. We take a bath in the fountain, man. And you know what's even funnier? This has actually happened, or I've actually seen it in real life, When I was younger, I was commuting to school. And then, Milos, do you remember that big fountain near the city hall of our hometown? Where we would ride our jeepneys to school? I'm not sure if you remember it, but there's like a big fountain there. And one day, I was just, going to a jeepney, minding my own business, just like every other day, doesn't matter. And then one day, I see this hobo, this homeless person go into the fountain, and then he's already washing his hair, he's already half submerged and everything like that. And then the police are walking over to him to try to get him out. So, and it was not this kind of shallow fountain, huh? It was like up to my waist in height. So the guy was really like almost submerged in there, like taking a genuine bath in there, washing his hair. And that was one of the most bizarre things that I ever saw in my memories. My goodness gracious. I separated this one because, yeah, look at this pose, man. Oh my gosh. I don't know what I was thinking when I made this pose, but it just felt right. My gosh. Hand on the brim, off to the side, showing off my leg. The house behind me like that. Oh yeah. Look at that. Look at that pose. Look at that power. I'm pretty proud. I wrote there in the caption, I kind of feel proud of this pose. What do you think? I don't know. I feel nice. It feels nice to me. It looks good. So moving on from the pose, we've got this. So along the road to the ruins, a lot of the structures try to mimic like the old mansions found in Bacolod. So even the Jollibee here looks extra fancy. Even the KFC, actually. So the KFC there is similar in shape to like a mansion, but the dining area is only on the second floor. The first floor is just parking. So it's almost like a bahay kubo in a way. And I didn't see an elevator, so if that's gonna be trouble if you have issues climbing stairs. But that's another story. But as you could see, this is definitely not like any other Jollibee that you can find in your locale. So they really tried to like make the structure very different, which is cool. And it's even cooler because I managed to take this picture while we were in a moving car. So props to me. You feel extra fancy here. Instead of saying, Ma'am, sir, they will say, Don, Donya. Don Serjay, kumusta naman po? Ano pong order nila po? Sige po, Don. Instead of saying, sige po, sir. Sige po, Don. Don Serjay. There we go. My gosh. Feeling fancy schmancy. But we didn't eat at the fancy Jollibee, no. We ate at Melken's Seafood Restaurant. So the seafood capital of Silay, Bacolod. Yeah. So this is the first time I've ever eaten in here. But if this looks like if you go to Iloilo, where I'm from, this is very similar to restaurants like Tatoy's or Breakthrough, because we live in a small island in Iloilo and in Panay, and we face a beach, so there are a lot of seafood restaurants at the seaside. And here's their menu. Look at that, 65 for a Coke Zero. My goodness. And then there's kinilaw. So in Tagalog, that's kilawin, so the raw fish and stuff in vinegar. But in Hiligaynon, it's called kinilaw. I also want to say that Hiligaynon is sometimes called Bisaya because it is a Visayan language. But whenever you say Bisaya nowadays, it just means what's this called? It's Cebuano. So I just stick to Hiligaynon just to make it different. And then yeah, that's pretty much what the menu has. And it's a seaside restaurant, so all you can see, it's pretty much like a bahay kubo on stilts over the water. And then you can see it's just, all bamboo floor and everything right over the water. There are actually kids playing in the water right at the very entrance. And yeah, right over there is just a plain old view of the sea. Look at that. Really nice experience. Cool Bean says, in Tarlac, we also call it kinilaw. Ooh, okay, nice. Glad to know we're not alone here. And yeah, this is the menu. This is their blue marlin. Look at that fillet, man. I couldn't put my hand next to it, but this is a huge cut. This was an absolute unit of a blue marlin. My goodness. On the way. And yeah, so blue marlin, I actually wasn't happy with this, but until I found out that we had a separate one that was actually buttered. The one that we ordered for Father Svek and Mother Svek, for health reasons, did not have much butter on it. But the other one had loads of garlic and butter, and that's what makes it right in the world, baby. Next up is bangus, what we call milkfish in English. But if you speak Hiligaynon, bangus is called bangros. So there's an extra R in the middle, bangros. And this one is also very buttery. It's also very nice. So this fish is usually served butterflied, as you can see here, down the middle. And this might get my Filipino card revoked, but I only get the meat here from the sides. I never touch the meat here where the black portion is, nearer to the gut. I don't like this. Okay, I don't like the texture. I don't like the taste. I never touch this, so I only touch the meat at the sides. And the family is always saying, Serjay, what the heck? You're wasting the best part. And I'm like, I don't care. I don't like it. You can have it. More for you. Hey, Reeker. Good to have you here. Bangus fat is nice. Well, if ever, Reeker, we end up having an off meat, then you can definitely have more of it. You're a really picky foodie. Yeah, I'm actually more open now to enjoying food. I enjoy a lot more kinds of food now, but there are still some biases that I don't like from my childhood days. Kind of get why, and I like that people don't like it. More for me. Mila says bangros is better than salmon, my take, and it's a lot cheaper too, actually. Salmon is fine for the most part, but sometimes, it also depends on how it cooks, on how you cook it. Sometimes it tastes good, sometimes it just tastes off. So it really depends again. And then, again, we've got our liempo. our pork belly. So again, I didn't really eat a lot of it because look at that. It's just like, look at all that fat. Look at all that fat. If ever I'm forced to eat pork belly, I usually cut out the fat and leave it on my plate. Yeah. I'm weird like that, okay? I know. But yeah, everybody else loved it. That's fine. Cool Bean says, salmon is good, but in my opinion, not as flexible. My take as someone who cooks, I understand. And in my take as someone who eats Cool Beans, that's a very valid opinion. Sisig, classic sisig. I'm not a fan of pork sisig. I prefer chicken sisig or tuna. Yes, that's a thing. So, especially in sisig hooray, I love chicken sisig. Yeah. Again, I'm weird like that. We're learning a lot about Serjay's weird food quirks. Never tried chicken sisig? Yeah, I mean, yeah, chicken sisig is fine. It's just like diced, super diced chicken bits, and then they cook it the same way sisig is cooked. That's it. Mila says, good God, even pork sisig? Mila's, you know, especially, I can never forget, like when I tried like a super cheap pork sisig, and then the only thing that I could taste was just fat. No meat at all. And I'm like, ah. I felt disgusted with myself afterwards. So the safest bet is just chicken sisig for me. Oh my goodness. Perfectly valid then, Serjay. Yes, thank you. Thank you, Cool Beans, for agreeing with me. Okay. Then here's your kinilaw. So this is like if you want to get fancy, you know, this is your what's this? Your, what do you call your ceviche. It's just raw shrimp or raw fish marinated in vinegar, and then with onions and a bunch of other things. Really good. Tuna sashimi? You mean Japanese kinilaw? You go ahead and tell that to Tuna Misashi, Cool Beans, and we'll see. My goodness. Oh my gosh. But yeah, this is good stuff. I'm fine with it. Yeah, raw. It might not be okay for some people, especially if you're not good with like raw seafood. But if you are okay with it, then give it a try. You know, why go for you know what? I also don't like sashimi. Okay. Okay, we're getting a lot of cancelable things for Serjay, but I don't like sashimi, especially salmon sashimi. Just give me kinilaw, that's fine. At least it has a little more flavor to it, you know? Because it tastes too, what's the word? Clean. Sashimi tastes clean, you know? I want to have that dirty vinegar flavor to it. Oh my goodness. The first thing that Neftis says is I say that I don't like sashimi. My goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, to be fair, sashimi is supposed to be clean in taste. But it's like, you know, I want that vinegar, man. I want that sourness because it matches my sour outlook in life. Maybe that's also why I like black coffee, because it's bitter. It's bitter. It reminds me of the bitterness I have in my heart. Ayay! Wait, pa-sad boy naman si Serjay. Grabe naman. Matagal na hindi nag-stream. Puro sad boy lang. You like the texture? Fair enough, okay? You can take it. If ever, more for you, Neftis. More for you. And also, speaking of which, yes, Neftis, good to have you here as well. Thank you for dropping by to the stream. Another member of the Philippine VTuber community played Farlight 84. Nice. Very good to see you as well. And also, let me go ahead and check the military instructor V streamer. Yes. Good to have you here. Welcome, welcome. And what else do we have here? Sorry, going back to my Discord. Okay, and so this is the good stuff, okay? Nothing like, if you want your suka, your vinegar, you know, you gotta ramp it up. So we got sinamak here. Look at that sinamak. It's just spiced vinegar. You got your sili labuyo here, your chilies, your raw garlic slices, and then a whole bunch of stuff to make it nice and spicy. And then if you want like an Ilonggo version of sinamak, another version, it's called pinakurat. I can't really tell the difference between the two or describe the difference, but yeah, sinamak is the good stuff right there. My gosh. It looks like sinamach. Yeah, it's probably bad for your stomach if you drink the whole bottle. Although I remember watching a documentary before, Milas, where some Japanese people drink soy sauce every day. It's good for their health now. But yeah. But if I recall correctly, the difference between sinamak and pinakurat usually is like the color. Because pinakurat is usually like redder. I think it's because they use like crushed chili or something like that to give it that color. But in any case, it's a very interesting thing. And Neftis says, I love spiced vinegar as well. We usually make our own if we can't buy. Yeah, that's actually something good about sinamak, is that you can make it on your own. You just need to buy a lot of garlic and chili and stuff, but it's good stuff. And you can really tell when you're in the province when your Coke bottles come in glass. I haven't seen this since I was a kid. It's been many, many years, but yeah, Coke bottles in glass. It's been a long, long time. When I was a kid, I would buy the litro 1000 ml every single time, and it would always come in glass bottles. Those were the days. Cool Bean says, not sure if it's weird, but I legit drink vinegar, especially if it's spiced. I mean, Cool Beans, it's not that weird because people, like there is such a thing as apple cider vinegar, you know, the trendy thing. And people drink it straight or sometimes with a little bit of water. So it's not that weird. It's not that far-fetched. And then our next stop for the day was Terraza Cafe DSB. So it's somewhere in the mountains, and it's really high up that you can even see pine trees already. So it feels like we're in Baguio, my goodness. And yeah, this is the entrance. Look at that. I really like what they did with the doorway. It's really nice. I like what they did. Reeker says, remember when a foreigner thought our vinegar was beer? What? Really? Really? That was a thing? Oh my gosh, I didn't know that was a thing. Very interesting. I'll have to look into that. But yeah, this is the main doorway. And then this is the mountain that it looks like. Look at that view. Look at that view outside. Look at that. They even have their own rice terraces in the distance. It's really nice. And then this is the dining area. So it overlooks the mountains. So this is where the more restaurant area. And okay, hold on. Get out. No, don't come up here. Not a minute, get up. Go downstairs. The dogs don't want to go down. They want to stay where my room is, where the air conditioning is. Hold on. Sorry about that. Yeah, the doggos are very persistent. Oh my gosh. But yeah, this is the dining area. This is the alfresco dining, so there's no roof over it. And then there's... And then there's the area where we were, where you can drink your coffee. And my coffee of choice at the time was this Vietnamese coffee. So it's very bitter, very strong, but you've also got condensed milk at the bottom. So you'll have to like really stir it up to get some of that sweetness up. So it's really, really nice to be able to experience that. It's really cool. And of course, here are some pictures of me drinking. Look at that. Look at my models, every curve, every shape, my goodness. And eyes closed, just enjoying the moment right there, the mountains in the background. And then shadowy against the light. You know, this is not a mistake, okay? This was a deliberate design choice. Diba? The contrast between the blue, the framing, okay? Look at the framing here. Blue sky on the right and then gray on the left, diba? Someone needs to put this in a museum. Somewhere. The Serjay Svek exhibit of pictures. Yes. My goodness, look at that. It's amazing. I just love this experience. Although, I'll admit, if you don't like going up to Baguio with all of the twists and turns that go around it, you probably won't like going up here as well. The closest thing I could think about is like you're making Initial D. It's like you're playing Initial D or Wangan. Well, no, not Wangan Midnight is not like mountain driving, it's city driving. Initial D, yes. Or the last good Need for Speed game, in my opinion, Need for Speed Carbon. That's the one with all of the Initial D mountain racing references. So, I mean, really, it was really, really steep, the curve, going like 180 degrees. Wow. It can be terrifying if you're not careful. And there's not even like proper railings on the sides in some areas, so you have to be super careful. Let's take a look here. It's actually a nice pick. Why, thank you, Liz. Cool Beans says, this reminds me I need to make Serjay art. Ayo, Serjay art? You got me interested. Reeker says, we're gonna hit them with that deja vu. Oh yes, indeed. The question is, Cool Beans, is it safe or is it spicy? Anyway, Cool Beans says, bruh, Baguio stressed me out as a driver, and I wasn't even the one driving at the time. We went... Sorry. Okay, wait. This is just not working. Hold on. Even the one driving at the time we went. Yeah, it's really stressful there. Driving manual, good luck. The van that we rode was actually automatic. So, as someone who doesn't drive, me, I do not know if driving manual or automatic makes it any easier if you go up twists and turns from a mountain. But that's what I can say. And then there's Bacolod City Hall. Looks like another old mansion, yeah? Really nice view. Although it's a bit blurry, but you can see the letters Bacolod here. And the next day, look at that. Good old brewed coffee. Coffee black. My goodness. And straight from the Patrick Star mug. If you aren't drinking from the Patrick Star mug, are you truly living? Milo says, you change gears when you slow down and move up steep roads a lot. Yeah, actually that makes sense. That's part of the challenge of manual going up mountains and stuff. You have to always keep changing gear. That's a struggle. And this one got a lot of likes on Twitter too, apparently. So this is San Andres Tapa. The red stuff here. So as you can see, it's really different from your usual beef tapa, which is black dried beef. This one is cured in a different way. So you could see it has that red color. So think of it like you're cooking corned beef. You know, corned beef is red because of the salt or the chemicals used to preserve it. So in a similar way, San Andres Tapa is cured differently from your regular beef tapa. So that's what lends it this very distinct red color. And because of that, it's also a hell of a lot saltier. It's like concentrated gamer tears have blessed this beef tapa. So you really need to have like a ton of rice, a ton of water to actually get the taste out. And your kidneys will feel it later. Hi Kagewa, good to have you here. Welcome to the stream. It's good to have you here. How are you doing on this day? League of Legends, let's go. Yes, the MOBA for people, the MOBA. League of Legends. There we go. Nice. How have you been doing today? Welcome to the stream. We're just talking about my recent vacation, and we're talking about the most sinfully tasty and salty San Andres Tapa. My goodness. You should give this a try. I don't know if there's a place where you can readily find it in Metro Manila, but holy cow, this is good. This is good once in a while. Otherwise, you're gonna get gout. Looks like beef jerky. Yeah, it's kind of like beef jerky, actually. But unlike beef jerky, where it's usually eaten on its own, we like to eat this for breakfast with rice and egg. So, as you can see here. And this is the extra salty stuff. So, really good, not really good for your kidneys. And this is me just hanging out at home. As for some of you who don't know, I have a medical condition called sleep apnea. So, that prevents me from sleeping properly. I have breathing problems when I go to sleep. And because of that, I usually end up snoring, gasping for air. I'm not able to feel rested after I go to sleep. It feels like, even if I sleep 8 hours, it feels like I ran a marathon. I'm always exhausted. You can sleep, yes, but you have no rest. So I have a CPAP machine like this, which is a tiny machine which has a hose and a mask, and then you connect it, and then it will push highly pressurized air into your lungs. Yes, it's for the sleep apnea. I have a much bigger machine at home, but I have a smaller machine that I bought last year before I visited Mila's and I's hometown last year. I bought it, and it's just as big as my Samsung smartphone. That's how small it is, and it does a good job of keeping me asleep and breathing. So yeah, it's one thing that I'm really glad that I invested in. It's very expensive. It's like 50. Well, it's around 50 to 80,000 pesos, depending on the seller. But it's really, really expensive. I mean, but the expense, the amount that you pay on for this thing, I believe is a lot better than the amount that you will pay for hospital bills. Because if you don't treat your sleep apnea, you're probably gonna get things like kidney problems, you know, heart attacks, high blood pressure. It really is bad. So better we treat them as soon as possible. Okay, and next one. Let's move on to the next picture. I really miss this, you know. When we used to have a home in my hometown and we had space, it's really something different when you, what's this? You know, the feeling of airing out your mattresses and your pillows, and then later at night when you fall asleep on top of them, the smell is really different. But then you could feel they become a lot fluffier again because all of the remaining sweat and stuff like that is gone after you wash it and then you air it out under the sun. Grabe. Those were really different times. We don't have the luxury of doing that because we don't have a garden anymore. So this is something that I really wish we could enjoy again very soon. Okay, so let's move on to the next one. This is another sinful lunch right here. This is Sharin's Kansi house. So Kansi, for those who don't know, you might know bulalo. Okay, bulalo is that famous Philippine dish, which is meat on the bone, as you can see here, and it has a bone marrow broth. So usually what some people do is that they would also, like, you know, pick up the bone marrow from a spoon, mix it with the broth or something like that, and then that sort of thing. The forbidden butter. But Kansi is an Ilonggo version of that. And what makes it different from regular bulalo is that it's a little sour because it is flavored like sinigang. So for those who don't know, Ilonggo sinigang is a lot more sour. So we definitely benefit more from the good old asim kilig, asim kilig, asim kilig. I think when they made that commercial for Asim Kilig, they were probably talking to Ilonggos. They had Ilonggos in mind. My goodness. Yeah, so you don't like the stream? It has done nothing but increase my hunger? That's good. Okay, we need to make sure everybody is eating properly. My goodness, and eating much. But yeah, so this is your Kansi over here. Yeah, it's bulalo but sour. Correct. Hi Zero, thank you for unlurking. Welcome back. Yeah, look at that. Look at that sinful broth. You can see the orange where the broth is, and then there's like the bits of the fat floating around. My goodness. And if you don't, and this is what I like to get, this is the meatier part of the Kansi. And, you know, just to give it a little more flavor, you know, you might as well just drizzle some of the broth in there, like that, on the rice. Give it a little more of that flavor, you know what I'm saying? Let's see. Cool Beans is asking, I'm not sure if you know, but do they use common sampalok or things like kamias to make it sour? Are you talking about Kansi? Because usually in Kansi or Ilonggo food, they use something called batuan. Let me spell that out for you. That is a common souring agent used in Ilonggo cooking because, excuse me, they have things like, normally you could use stuff like sampalok or tamarind, and then you could even use watermelon as a souring agent in sinigang. That's a thing. In a restaurant called Manam, they have sinigang na watermelon. And in Ilonggo cooking, we use batuan instead. So if you don't want this kind of kansi in the soup, you can actually get shredded kansi flakes. Look at that. It looks almost like tapa flakes in a way. Like that. And look at them onions. That's some good stuff right there. Good stuff. And then also, if you want to go ahead and enjoy it, you can have some of the forbidden orange juice, which is the broth separate. So if you want to have additional broth, then you can go ahead and pour it from the cup. Or if you're really brave enough, you know, just drink it directly, you know. You know, don't be a coward. Drink the forbidden orange juice. You thought it was actual juice, Nephthys? Okay. You know what they say, you'll never have to use 2 souring agents. You only have but 1. Ayo! Let's go! Oh my goodness. Love it, Milas, love it. Okay. Yeah, this is some really, really strong stuff, my gosh. Anyway, next one. So earlier we talked about Cafe Bob's. Did you see here? So Cafe Bob's is actually originally from a restaurant called Bob's. It's like a Bacolod institution. So if you think Bacolod, you say Bob's. And it's only recently that they have a cafe made. And if you look inside, it looks like, you know, a combination of like French baker with its baked goods and like a red ribbon, I guess. And then they also got ice cream, chocolate brownie fudge, tres leches, vanilla, and yogurt. And then this is like your Gordo's section, your Gordo's or Santi's delicatessen. Look at that. You've got your meats here, you've got your cheese, your meat, and here your cheese here. This is some good stuff right here. So it's a lot, you know. But the original Bob's is just a family restaurant serving Filipino and American food. I remember eating there a long time ago, and it was fun. It was really good. Big memories of that place. And yeah, this is just what we had. Yeah, look at all of that meat. If you like your sausages, your hams, your salamis, this is where you can go buy. And I'm really proud of these pictures. Look at this one. So this is a Reuben sandwich. So a Reuben sandwich is made out of sliced corned beef, and it also has some greens, some pickles sometimes, and a sauce and some cheese. And I also ordered a Spanish latte. So I'm really proud of the composition of this picture. I actually went to a separate table because the table where we were sitting in had very bad lighting. So I went to this empty table where it was right under the sun, right next to the sunlight, and then I took my pictures. And I can tell people were looking at me, but I was like, you know what? It may be cringe, but I am free. I especially like the idea that I had where I got like the reserved sign. You know, this is reserved only for me. And this is good. This is good stuff. This is a close-up of the sandwich. Look at that fat. And look at the pinkish red meat on the sandwich. Yeah, this is corned beef. So what we normally call corned beef in things like Pure Foods in the cans and stuff, that's called corned beef hash because it's already been made into like, you know, strips and stuff like that. This is the real, quote unquote, real corned beef, which is sliced brisket. And look at that fat on it. Look at that. And then there's the Spanish latte. Very strong, actually, compared to like Tim Hortons or Pickup Coffee. Yeah. Very nice touch, I think. I'm proud of these pictures. And I know we were supposed to eat something special that night, but I overslept. So I just had McDonald's delivery. My goodness. I think, you know, sometimes McFlurry is not that special, okay? I think these days I prefer just having a caramel sundae. Caramel sundae is still a lot better in comparison to McFlurry. Unless they bring back the cookie butter McFlurry. Good God, that thing was so sweet. So sinfully good. If you missed it, then you missed out on a really awesome opportunity, my goodness. That cookie butter McFlurry. But if nothing else, at least, you know, Shake Shake fries is still there. And I believe that barbecue Shake Shake fries is superior than the cheese. Okay? You can go ahead and fight it out in the comments with me. I miss M&M McFlurry when that was still a thing, but you know, the only thing they have is the cookies nowadays. Yeah, that was a really, really different time back in the day. And then, so for the last meal that we had in Bacolod was from this place called Aboy's. And as you can see, it was multi-awarded. And funny story, Father Svek actually knows the owner of this place. So it's just, and well, they spent a lot of time talking than eating, actually. You know what? Again, I mentioned earlier that Father Svek is a naturally charismatic person. So, and if he has a way of talking with people, he will talk a lot and stuff. So this is what it looks like on the inside. Yeah, there's Aboy's restaurant. And then this is the interior. Look at that. It's like a nipa hut on the roof. You've got oars and a plow. We got a bunch of masts here. And then you've got your section where you can point out what you want. Turo turo. And then you got your whole bunch of meats here. And then this is your menu as well. Good old KBL, Kajos Baboy Langka. So Kajos and then pork and jackfruit. You got your chicken pinakol, your relleno, and a bunch of other things. And yeah, just go ahead and scan the menu and then there's there. And then the desserts area, leche flan, buko pandan salad, black sambo, yes, the good stuff. And then chocolate cakes and ube halaya, yeah. And this is the food itself. So of course, more bangus, or as we call it in Hiligaynon, bangros. Really good. And then look at that grilled scallops, my friends. Grilled scallops. Look at that. I still can't believe that in places outside the Philippines, the meat of the scallop is actually huge. Okay? In comparison, ours are like tiny, like coins. But there, you can actually eat one scallop and it's big enough. So, and then we've got more blue marlin fillet. And then chicken inasal. For some reason, it became a bit more charred than I thought, and it was chopped up. Then there's your relleno crab. crab relleno. So it's just crab meat, ground up and then mixed with other ingredients like peas and carrots, and then shoved back into the shell, kind of like a patty. And here is your KBL. So you could see here, this part here is the langka, the jackfruit. There's pork as well. And so it's also like another sour soup, Ilonggo style. And classic also has batuan, the one that I mentioned earlier to make it sour. More kinilaw. This time, instead of shrimp, it's fish. As you can see. Look at that. Raw fish, marinated in vinegar. And then we have pinakbet. Okay, here's another thing, okay? I don't like ampalaya. And the problem was, most of the veggies here in this pinakbet was ampalaya. So there was a lot left over, and it was all just ampalaya. I had to, go around it with my spoon so I can get the squash, the eggplant, the beans, because I hate ampalaya with a passion. And okra is fine. I saw on Philippine VTuber Twitter recently where they were talking about, how much they hate okra randomly. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, I mean, okra is fine, but then again, I hate ampalaya, so I guess we're valid. And then here's something here. Look at the funny mounds of garlic on top. My gosh. The rice, and then with the garlic chips on top. Their garlic rice is actually not fried rice. It's just plain rice with garlic on top. So that is literal garlic rice, actually. Reeker says doesn't eat okra. That's fine. Oh my goodness. And then Cool Beans really bringing out the fighting words. Okra haters are weak. Reeker, are you just gonna take that? But Reeker says, I eat ampalaya. Okay, Reeker built different. And then this black stuff is what they call squid fats. So this is just squid ink, and inside are squid offal. Offal, OFFAL. So it's just what's this? It's just like, squid guts and stuff like that. Parts of the squid that are not like meat. So in the same way, like, pork offal is like, intestines, organs, stuff like that. This is squid offal in ink. And the reason why I mention this is because, according to my cousins, they like, when they order from here, they like to drizzle the squid fats on top of their rice. I'm not a fan of offal in general. So I passed on that. And then I went to the classic chicken oil made from achuete and stuff, so it looks like good old inasal cooking. Like, look at that. Who would not love that? My goodness, this is classic inasal experience. Yes, awful is awful. My god, that's awful. Yes, for some people, they don't like offal, they don't like organ meat. Yeah, I'm not a fan of organ meat, so I'll pass. But if I miss out on the organ meat, I would have tried this. Maybe next time. I have a reason to return. And then, yeah. So for dessert, we had more black sambo. I had to make sure to order it. So again, it's just pretty much vanilla gelatin on top of chocolate gelatin with a chocolate sauce. This is like the cheapo chocolate sauce. But I'm like, you know what? This is nothing really special. It's not something you can write home about as something life-changing. But it's like, you just enjoy it because of the memories, and that's pretty much what it's for. That's pretty much what it's for. And then we have buko pandan salad. And the owner said that it's kind of like ice cream. So there's your shredded buko or young coconut. And then there's the jelly, the green jelly for the pandan. And if you freeze it enough, the milk and cream, it becomes almost like ice cream in a way. So yeah, it's a good tip to have if ever you have buko pandan salad. Because sometimes it's just like a soup, a thick soup. But if you freeze it and let it thaw for a bit, it's almost like eating ice cream. Okay, and then last is this chocolate cake from Luis. So Luis is apparently one of the relatives of Aboy, the owner. So this is a chocolate cake made by them. So it's really nice. Really good. Miles is from what? Those are the things I enjoy in the moment, Cool Bean says, but I feel guilty eating afterwards. Your cousins are objectively correct. Ah, well. And so later in the day, we went to the airport, and look at that. It was beginning to rain already. Around this time, look at that. It was beginning to rain on the runway. I don't know if you could see it, but a puddle was beginning to form already on this part. So I was getting worried, but then we managed to board on time. Again, look at my 3D model. Look at that amazing face. Like that. Look at that realistic facial hair. No other 3D model can model this kind of facial hair, my goodness. So we boarded on time. Luckily, we had the air sickness bag available. So thankfully, I used to feel sick a lot when I fly, but nowadays, thankfully, I don't. But I'm glad to see that is still an option for a number of people. And again, here are the pictures that I took. I think I'm very proud of this picture. Look at this. So you see the fields down there, everything is clear, the sun is peeking out from the clouds, and then the clouds are beginning to roll in. It's scary in a way, but it's also really beautiful. I'm really proud of this picture again. I love how this turned out. This was at the beginning of the flight. And then if you look down, you can see we're finally leaving the island. We're finally leaving Negros. So goodbye, everybody. We'll see you again, maybe next time. And then this was towards the middle of the flight. So we've got clear blue skies, everything. It was all good. It was all good. No worries about that. The flight itself in the middle was fine. It was a bit turbulent at the beginning because, again, it was raining at the start of the flight. But towards the middle, it was nice and calm. No worries about that. And then... Wait. Petition for Serjay to not shave his hair for 3 years so we can see the true capacity of his facial hair. 10k points? Oh my goodness. You're gonna have to ramp it up to even higher than that, my friend. My goodness. And so, maybe make it 10 million. I don't know. And then this is the one near the end. Look at that. So, as you can see, the clouds became a lot darker again. It became very gray. Visibility was awful at this point. So you could barely see anything from above the sky towards the fields. And I'll tell you what, the part that I hate the most about flying is actually when you're about to land. Because when they finally get to the part of breaking through the clouds, that's when all the turbulence seems to happen. So nothing is worse for me than seeing nothing but white or gray. You can't even see the wing, and just feeling the airplane shake underneath you. That's the worst feeling in the world, in my opinion. And since it was raining and cloudy a lot, I felt the shaking a ton. I kept my hand on the seat in front of me, and I was like, oh god, please don't let it shake too much. I know it's probably me being unreasonable. It's a phobia, but I'm like, I can't help it, okay? I'm super anxious. That's just how it is for me. So when we were reaching the end, that was the worst part. And then you could see nothing but gray. I think this is the Pasig River. And there's nothing but gray as we are beginning to break through the clouds. And then, but the part that brings me the most relief is when the houses begin to get a bit bigger. So you can finally know that you're finally about to land. No more clouds, no more turbulence. Let's take a look at this. I recorded this part. This is the first time I actually did it. This is your captain speaking. Please make sure that you keep your hands within your seats. Put your seatbelts on. I think this is BGC. I think that's the golf field that we passed through just now. And then, yeah, everything is getting bigger, so we know it's a lot, you know. We're already on the way down, my friends. That feeling when you begin to see the cars as well. Yeah, we're home safe. Not long now, my friends. Just heading on down, and then bang, 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 bang. Almost there. And one of my favorite things I like to do at this point is I like to count down from 10, 9, 8, all the way to 0, and usually I am correct. I'm usually correct when we finally hit the ground. Beep. Now, yes, the roar of the engine like a magnificent beast as we begin our slowdown. My goodness gracious. It was a pretty smooth landing, actually. You know, sometimes it's really so bad that you can feel like a boom, then the boom, but sometimes it's like boom. That's my best impression of an airplane landing. Oh my goodness. But yeah, that wasn't so bad. We did pretty well. We survived, thankfully. I didn't die, so I'm proud of that. Milas says, I keep telling you this, Serjay. Plane rides are much safer than land trips, especially the fact that our pilots are doing better on plane flights. True. But you can, again, it's an old habit that I'm trying to shake off, you know? So the funny thing is that despite the bad weather, we managed to take off on time, and we landed 10 minutes early. The problem was that because, again, I mentioned at the very beginning of a red lightning alert, so we had to wait inside the plane for an additional like 9 minutes or 1 hour. Sorry, excuse me. An additional 1 hour or hour and a half, because again, red lightning alert. Because of the risk of the lightning, no planes are allowed to move, and no staff are allowed to be outside. So we had to wait in the plane, and then eventually they gave us like free food from the airplane, so that you know just to appease us, I guess. But yeah, so I got another can of Coke and macaroons. And actually, even at the beginning, they did not let us ride in like the tube. so we can go directly to the airport. They actually made us parked us in a separate area, I guess because of like traffic. So instead, we have to go out the old-fashioned way, so climb down the stairs, and then we had to wait for a bus that would take us to our arrivals area. So I haven't done that in a long time, so it was pretty fun riding the bus, but you know, it was a pity. I guess there were just a lot of planes coming in around that time. That's why we could not park where we were supposed to park. And then at the very end, like I said, we started our journey with Ramen Nagi. We ended our journey with Ramen Nagi. If you ask for it, they even actually give you a bib. So in case you don't want your favorite shirt getting wet, then yeah, go ahead and order a bib and enjoy the Ramen Nagi. And look at that, Green King. This is the ramen with pesto style ramen. So it has bacon bits, it has Parmesan cheese, and it has basil, or basil if you want. I prefer basil. So yeah, this is a very unusual experience. Look at that. And that felt really good, especially after a very stressful flight. Cool Beans says, I have never tried the Green King before. You should, Cool Beans. If you like pasta or pesto like me, then that's definitely a nice combination. It's a bit, you could really taste the basil here. And if you want, but aside from that, it's not that flavorful actually. So you need to add like more spice. But there are also like bacon bits here and some cheese, so maybe you can ask for extra. It's probably not that flavorful because I asked them to lessen the amount of cheese. But it's very good. And if you don't like this, you can either try the spicy Red King or the Black King, which is the more garlicky type. But that's pretty much it, and that's the part of my journey. So this was in summary, this was my vacation from last week. A lot of food was eaten, a lot of weight was gained, but still I am very proud that, you know, we finally made it. We finally laid my grandmother to rest, God rest her soul, and we'll now be able to move on, and hopefully we'll be able to see my other cousins as well, if and when they choose to come here to Metro Manila, and we'll welcome them and show them some Serjavian Nation love of our own. Cool Bean says, I love pesto pasta, but it seems odd since ramen is more full-bodied. Still can't wait to try this. Yes, you should go ahead and give it a try, Cool Beans. I think it's something worth trying. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get back to the studio. Okay, so we are about to end our stream. That was a very, very productive stream. I'm very thankful for all of you who chose to stay here, and really appreciate you welcoming me back. So again, just to recap, I do plan to stream tomorrow night, Saturday, at 10 p.m. Oh, excuse me, sorry. Wait first. Let me just put off the Spotify. So I plan to stream tomorrow at 10 p.m. Philippine time. That's plus GMT plus 8. And I will be streaming either Advance Wars or Tears of the Kingdom. And then on Sunday evening at 9 p.m. I will not be streaming, but I will take part in a special event. Again, I can't say what it is right now, but hopefully the announcement will come out and I'll make sure everybody is involved will share. So if you want to go ahead and follow me offline, feel free to go ahead and check out my Twitter, or you can also be part of the Discord server, because my Discord community got the full story of my travels that I did not really post on my Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. So if you want to go ahead and check that out, feel free to do so, and maybe I'll see you next time as well. So at this point, this is the part where I ask, is there anyone that you want me to raid? Feel free to put a redeem so that we can go ahead and share some Serjavian Nation love. I'm just reviewing who else we can do, just in case. No one I follow is live, but let's see about the others. Gotcha, Cool Beans. Thank you. Masked introvert? Okay, Reeker, I see ya. All right, let me go ahead and check if Mask is... I know Mask is available. Let me go ahead and see if they're available to raid, though. That's the question. It's a difference if you want to raid someone or if they're available to raid, you know what I mean? Oh, Mask is actually playing Final Fantasy 16, so this is interesting. So, advance warning, spoilers, just in case. But yeah, let's go ahead and show Mask some love. We have the raid message here, and we're gonna go ahead and put this here right now. Okay, mature audiences, everybody. Okay. But again, thank you very much again for all of you coming by. I appreciate your time, and I hope to see you on the next stream. So once again, this is your favorite color surfing DJ, Serjay Svek, wishing you well, and I hope this stream brought a little more color to your day. Okay? You take care, always stay safe, and keep the world turning. Bye now. Salamat, Svek.